of sickness putting the brakes on me to failures. This next video is really put the brakes on everything. Hope you guys enjoy. Well, unfortunately, we didn't make it to Pigeon Forge. I had family members just in the hospital sick, and it just put me behind. I couldn't get it done in time. I tried my hardest. I did get the transmission done Thursday night about 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's held fine ever since. I've drove the car probably about a mile or two, and it's shifted through all gears and done fine. But I've still got a brake line that needs done. Still ain't found that wrench I lost. I don't know where it went. But next video, we'll figure out what's wrong with the back brakes here. Get that done. Then we're going to do a few little odds and ends on the inside there, like get some gauges in this thing. We might change the shocks while we're at it because I've got a new set of shocks. But here goes the video. Pads look good. The pads and rotors look good on it. That's a good thing. I don't see no leaks out of the cylinder. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So it's got to be just the lines. Okay. Well, tubing wrenches. Start taking it apart. Like OJ, the juice is loose here. Alrighty. This side's actually dripping juice, so, but the back reservoir is completely empty. So, need to get something to scrape that off. There. Now to replace these, I went, rather than running this old arm pipe, I went ahead and just got stainless steel to run all the way across it. So it'll never, unless we pinch one, it'll never run out. Get something to put that in. It's just going to drain if I don't. Which there can't be much in. Like I said, the reservoir is completely dry. My blue's about quit now. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. I'm going to try to replace these shocks while I'm under here too. If I can get in there to that top, and bottom one's easy. Bottom part's easy, but top's a headache on these cars. Okay, so anyhow, go ahead and this shouldn't be as messy a job as the transmission was. You can see that clip there, right there, and this thing is just if y'all can see, but it's just caked in just road grime and grease and all that stuff. Get that clip out, loosen it up from that block up there, and I'll build this whole line back with stainless and replace it and do the other side. Hopefully this is where my leak is. Hopefully it's not the lines that run all the way to the front of the car. If it is, we've got a much bigger job. But either way, these are going to get replaced first. So, find something to pop this out of this clip right quick. Get up on this and get this side out. Get the other side. See if I can see. Clip is his, I can't even tell. Most of them have a bolt-on clip, but this one I can't, it looks just like a spring or something. Let's see if I can maneuver the world around and myself. Yeah, I'm not really concerned if I bend this one because, like I said, it's coming off here anyway. See, it springs from the front, but it's just corroded up so bad I can't get nothing under it. Not really corroded, just caked up. There it goes. Caked up with kinds of fun things for the past 40 years. Now, let me go topless here with my hat. See if I can get up under. I might have to go up higher on this rear end. Can't see what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna feel. Oh. There it goes. So I've got a roll of stainless here. 3/8 standard brake line. And it was cheaper just to buy the roll than anything. Not to mention it's stainless. Like if you buy the ones that's preformed, they're a lot of times not stainless. So I'm going to take the fittings off this because I don't have enough fittings here. I've actually only got one like I need. Then I'm going to bend this up to match it. Put this one back in. Do the same thing on the other side. Then we'll see if that's what's causing the leaks. The car was dry when I got it, so I can't tell where the leak was actually coming from. I'm just going to patch those first, and if that doesn't do it, then we'll run the main line. If that doesn't do it, the soft line that goes over the axle to the axle, I'm going to replace it with actually steel braided stainless anyway. So, but first things first, go find the tubing bender and we'll bend this up and we'll be right back with you. Alright, this is what I got. It's pretty close. It ain't 100%, but it's about the best you can do, just forming it by hand without having press and machines to do it with. So now I need to flare it. Hey guys, I'm back alive with you. One cool thing we've got an external mic, wireless mic now, so you'll be able to hear me when I'm away from the car, away from the camera a little better. Got some new toys here that I showed on social media the other day. Actually got a hydraulic crimper to do these brake lines, so we can get ahead and get those done. I'm going to start on them right now. I'm still not 100% right now. I'm still pretty sick, but I'm going to try to bust my butt and get these brake lines on this thing tonight and get these 2 back shocks on it. And we'll probably worry about the front ones later. But for now, I'm going to try to get this done and just get it. It should make it at least where I can drive it around. And then, you know, then we'll be able to get you a video out. So just stay tuned. Here we go. So yeah, here's the hydraulic flaring tool that we bought. The other one just snapped in half. I actually had another one just like it. It was one of those little cheap ones, and I'd done several brake lines with it, even stainless, and it never had a problem. This one I tried to tighten it up, and it snapped in half on me. So I guess it's just hit and miss with those things. So I just said, why not get a good one that'll last me a lifetime? So that's what I've done. This one was a little over $100. It seems like a pretty nice setup. Should do anything I need to do. So it's from Beaver. So, you know, I mean, and I'm not sponsored or anything, but should be a good setup here. We'll show you how it works and everything here, and we'll flare up some brake lines, some stainless, and put on the back of Valerie here and get it finished up. I've already showed you where I took it loose and everything on the right side, so we'll get all that knocked out and we'll get it going. Alright, so here's the line I had bent up before, the stainless one. You can see where I failed with the old cut. So to flare a line, alright, flare a line. And I killed the camera again. And I gotta do a little work right here to get this back right, but I'm not going to waste this piece just because stainless costs so much more. I did go ahead and get some new fittings, get rid of this old one here. It's kind of rusty. This one's actually brand new, but we'll go ahead, trim this little mess off right here with my tubing cutter. This old one here, it's about had it anyway. And we'll go ahead and cut it first. Might have to do these with a jigsaw in a minute though. That looks pretty good. Comes with this little nice reamer. Might be a little big for this one. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a little big for that. So we'll have to ream it out with just like a nail here. Like so. Looks pretty good. Get this here, and this would probably work better. You just ream it out and deburring everything, getting it so you know that your lines will fit down in it and everything. Right, I'm gonna take this old fitting off. I'll save it just in case we actually need one. Put a new one on there. Alright. Now I need a, is this it's a quarter? 3/8. We're looking for a 3/16. I'm not sure where it's at in this case, but there's 3/16 inverted. And break this tool out. Now I've never used this before yet, but I did see the instructions here and how it works. So you put the die in like so. And loosen this up a little further. And maybe this is the die that goes in first. I'm not sure. Yeah. So like that. It has to be like that. So like that. Then you take your line, lay it this way. You do have a little bit of a bend in there, so. But it should work. And this just pushes, you only push the, we're going to have to put the bend out before we do anything. Just take the pliers and do it. You should do it. Should. That's the key word. Just nice and straight, just enough to get in the die. You can always manipulate it around later. That was pretty good. And you just set your line in like so. And I don't know if you guys are really seeing this at home or not, but so you just lay it in here like this. Well, I've got junk in my way, but you just lay it in here like this, and it just goes right to that, and then the other piece caps on, and you just clamp it down. So there's that. And this should actually clamp like amazingly well. Now I may have these dies in backwards. I'm not 100% sure yet. Like I said, this is the first time I've used this tool. Yeah, I believe I do. I do have them in upside down. So this way. Oh, okay. I see what I was doing wrong, guys. Sorry about that. It goes like this. Then your line sets in the center of this, like so. So, if you can see that. Like I said, it's the first time using it, so it's a learning curve for me too. Never had one of these before. I've always had the little inexpensive ones, the old school ones that, you know, everybody uses. Anyway, if you can see that, you just tighten this up like so. And there's that. Now, we take, let's see, that's a 3/16. So, take this, and it slides in just like this inside here, if you can see. Then you just spin this head around till it just fits up in there. Then pump it up, and that's pretty much all there is to this. It's a real simple process, unlike, you know, the old ones that you had to take and just drop. Anyway, I'll get just pick something up. Must have. The only thing I wish about these, I wish they were a little like more like had a stand and all that, but you know, get it lined up on the thing. And I may have to punch this brake line out just a little more, get that nipple in there, but we'll see. Looks like I'm going to have to. Okay. Alright. Alright. So, got some new light here. I don't know if it's any better, but it's a lot easier to handle. So, anyway, also got some bending pliers. Make my life a little easier under the car. But I'm happy with this, so it's going under here. So, get you all situated over here. And I can see where I'm going here. Alright, so this is my piece that goes up to here. And this is going to be bent around a little bit. I done knew that. But that right there is going to go, once I see where the bolt is. Maybe my big light was a little better. Certainly brighter. Anyhow, let's see, wheel cylinders here. It's the bleeder. Yeah, right there. So, pretty much dead on this guy. So this one is going to have to go this way. I'm going to bend some up my hand. It doesn't have to be exactly like it was when you pulled it out. A brake line does it. As long as it tightens up and pulls fluid through it, it's going to work. Yeah, I believe we're going to have to get the bigger light. Let's get the bigger light. So the shocks on this thing have been on here probably since GM built them. They're weird looking shocks too. You can tell they're old if they're not GM ones. Let y'all move around here and we'll jerk this big old extension. Alright, that's the bottom bolt. The top bolts are a little bit more tricky. I don't know if I can really show them either because they're up in there. I think they're captured nuts. They're a lot smaller too. So I'll have to figure out what size they are. But you can see them there behind the spring. We drop those. You don't have to really take those all the way out, just loosen them. And we have to take one of them out, but you don't take both of them all the way out. Just loosen one and bolt the other one. And this shock will be in. This brake line will be in. This side of the car is done. Then we repeat on that side. And then we're going to check the brakes and see, make sure that's where it's, pretty sure it's where my leak was right here. If not, we'll have to run a brake line all the way to the front. That's the only thing that's left. But we'll go ahead and get this knocked out first. And alright, let's find the socket and take care of this. See if I can get you up where we can see. Here. This is the big long extension, Bubby. Okay. You on there? Yep. Please. I can't remember if these on these cars. It's been so long since I've took one of these off. I can't remember if these are This might be too long. It might be bigger than 9/16 too. Oh, they're 9/16. Well, I didn't want to bore you guys with watching it for 30 minutes, but the new shock's in. It actually wasn't bad putting it back in at all. Like I said, these KYBs are much, much better than these OEM ones were. You know, they really stepped up their game with the way they slotted that and everything. So, passenger side's done, except for bleeding and putting the wheel back on. We'll get on the driver's side next. Alright, so I got the reservoir filled up here, and I've got a real nifty air-powered bleeder. So, I mean, you can put this on top and feed down into the bowls, but these older cars, it's easier just to pour it. This guy hooks up to air. And you're gonna hear a noisy compressor. But this guy will hook up to air and sticks on the line. And you just pull the trigger and it sucks out fluid through the lines. So, I'm not gonna bore you with watching this, just do this. I'll bring you back when it's done. So just keep watching. We'll be right back with you. Alright. Hey guys. As you saw last time, we replaced all these lines and then get back here and we got another leak. Right here where it goes up on the frame rail and back up to the soft line that goes over to the axle. I initially said I was going to go ahead and just replace the whole line all the way to the master cylinder, or to the block anyway, distribution block. I've sat and thought about it. I've got some of these little compressions. They work pretty good. We done them on, like I said, the truck that lasted 16 years. We did it on it. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and just cut it right here under the door where it's good line and just do that for now, because there's no sense in replacing 15 foot of line for something I'm going to replace again in 6 months. I know I can reuse it, but I mean, there's no sense in wasting the money on that line and just doing that when I can just do this for now. It's going to hold for at least for a while. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and do that. I've got to take one bolt loose right here that holds a clip that holds it in. And then I'm just going to take a tubing cutter and cut the bolt. Cut it right here around the door. And then I'm just going to run a new piece of line back there to that soft line and bleed it out and call it good. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about here when I crawl under it. And then we'll bleed it out, and hopefully I can back this thing out tonight. See where the leak is. And then back here you're going to be able to see, should be able to see these clips that run along the frame rail. Let me get this adjusted. There's like a 1/2 inch clip right here. And I'm just going to take that out and cut it right past it, put this compression in and bend it out. And then I'll take it loose all the way back to there. And make me about, that way I'm only using about 10 feet of line, because I mean realistically it's just wasting money doing that if I do a whole one and time. Back here where I can see what I'm hitting. So not a 1/2 inch. I'll put the 10 millimeters in the wrong. I got the wrong socket. There it is. There we go. Had 2 sockets in my hand. Forgot to change it. Oh. There it goes. This thing's in a tight little spot and I can't see what I'm doing. And it looks like they pinched it pretty bad, and I'm sure this is factory lines. Okay, so that's out. Figure out how this comes apart now. Probably need to get a pry bar and just pry this loose. Yeah. Pry bar. That on my finger? Good. Okay. Okay. Pry bar it is. Move the camera back here. Okay. Very bright. Figure out how this little doodad comes apart. I'll be able to cut it right there. There we go. Alright, so that's got that. Oh, see? There was a hole too. Anyhow, I think I can take right there and cut it. Or maybe right here and cut it. Because I barely touched that and it broke. The other option I got is if we cut it right there with a saw, put these compressions on it, we can run it all the way back. A new piece and throw this away because this one has had it. And I got another fuel line clip back here, I see. But that's not really that big a deal. So, alright, I'll be right back with you. So this video is going to turn into a two-part video, apparently. For some reason, General Motors ran 1/4 inch line from the master cylinder just to the back axle on these cars. I wasn't aware of that till I cut it just now. And I have nowhere to get any 1/4 inch line or fittings to put it back together. So I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow and get probably about 6 or 7 feet, and a couple flares and a union that will fit a flare nuts, I mean, and a union that will fit the car. So I'm going to go ahead, stop the video for now, put this one out and publish it, and we'll come back and do this when we do the mods that we're going to do with adding these gauges and removing this smog pump. I'm going to go ahead and remove it here, if we can see. Delete on that smog pump there. For now, I'm just going to cap it back here because I've got an aluminum intake to go on this thing later. That's going to be with the fall mods. But we're going to go ahead and take this out, convert this distributor to HEI, put a tack and a tri-gauge set in there in the next video, and we'll go ahead and do this brake line. And we might go ahead and knock these front shocks out in that next video too. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able, I don't want to fall behind. I'm going to not get one out for you guys. So I want to get one out for you tonight. So obviously we can't bleed the brakes, but that's where we're at on it. But you know, everything else, I pushed fluid through it. The only place it was leaking was right there. So it looks like all my lines I made were good. And I may go ahead and do the whole line now that I'm just kind of aggravated with it. Or I may just flare it and put it back together. I'm not really made up my mind yet. But I'll take that with me tomorrow and get the piece I need. It's 10 o'clock at night, so I can't get anything like that tonight. You know, it'd be great if there was a 24-hour parts store. I've never understood that. Or like, you know, like, which Walmarts right now are not 24 hours, but it'd be cool if like Walmart like sold car parts, like, you know, stuff like this. They would really corner a big market, I think. But anyhow, that's where we're at, and maybe we'll get it out of here tomorrow. I mean, this literally is not going to take 10 minutes, then bleed the thing. So if we just put it back together like I was talking about, it's just 1972 brake lines. So, and for some reason the car makers do weird things. Anyway, that's the video for now. Check us in for the next one. It'll be coming, actually be filmed right after this one, but it'll probably drop next week. So just keep tuned. Thanks for watching.